Hello everyone and welcome to this month's edition of In the Grove. I'm Sue Heaton. Jeff Franke is off for today, but we want to welcome you once again to a very fun show, something a little different for you this month. We understand as we go into the holiday seasons, it's all about fun and fantasy, and that's what this program is here to feature. So we have a couple of local residents, very talented local residents that we want to introduce to you. You'll be meeting Lori London and Paul Hay, and they are all about fun, imagination, and fantasy as we go into this very festive time of year. So we hope you will join us. We will be right back with our program. Welcome back to the program, everyone. I'm very happy to introduce you to our next guest. This is Paul Hay. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you for having me.
And I understand that you are a resident in Elk Grove Village.
I am.
Have you lived here all your life?
Most of my life. I've lived in Minnesota for about a year.
Oh, just for a year, but then you came back home to Elk Grove. So you're local. And this is kind of a fun day of taping, something unusual we haven't done before. But you have a talent, just like our first guest, Lori, special talent. You're a puppeteer.
I am.
At what point in your life, I'm very curious, do you realize that's what you would like to do with your life, is to bring the joy of puppetry to others?
About 7 years ago, I was doing volunteer work for Clearbook, and then I watched the Being Elmo documentary, and I thought, well, one of the clients there likes the Muppets. I've worked on the voices for many years. Maybe I should give that a try.
So you mentioned the organization Clearbrook. I know a little bit about that organization. I did not know. So what do you do specifically? That's an organization for disabled. They serve a lot of young people too. So you said that was your first realization where you wanted to work with puppets?
Yeah, I was working with a bunch of adults with disabilities, and they liked the puppets a lot, and I was doing shows for them almost weekly.
Why do you think that is? When they're with the world of imagination, they open up? From your vantage point, what do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I think they open up. They like talk to the puppets as if they're real people, and
Sure.
they think that they're funny and everything. A lot of fun to be around.
So at that point, you thought, I'm going to do something with it. So where do you begin? When you have this idea, where does one go with it?
What do you mean by that?
Well, where do you find puppets, and what type of puppets? There must be many type. I see we have a picture kind of over my shoulder here with, these are your friends?
Yep.
Well, where did you find them?
My look-alike puppet came from Muppet Work Not Workshop. He was a gift from my brother. He was like, for your graduation and birthday present, I got you this puppet that looks like you.
So he saw a puppet that he thought resembled his brother and gifted that to you.
Oh, he custom made it on a website. Click and pick all the features and everything.
What was your reaction when you opened the present?
I was pretty shocked, actually.
Yeah. Did you see similarities in this particular puppet in you?
Yep, hair, glasses, everything.
Yeah, and did you take to it right away and give it life?
Yeah, I actually thought of the voice for him before I opened up on Christmas Day.
Is because this was a burning desire. You just felt that this would be something you'd like to do.
Yep.
Is this may I ask, is this what you do full time, or is this just something on the side that brings you a lot of joy?
Just a side business.
Aside. So now you have puppets. We'll talk about them more in a minute, but so what have you found that you do with them?
I perform for kids' birthday parties. I do a bunch of videos on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook.
And now that one person has seen you and had you at a party, now it spreads and they see what fun it was. So this is how it increases exposure for you.
Yeah, usually through word of mouth.
Right. Well, we're real happy you're here today to bring us more about the world of puppetry. So again, over my shoulder are some pictures. How many do you have?
I have about 75.
75? And they all have their own personality.
Yep.
You speak for all 75 in a different voice? I'm thinking right now of, it's very popular, Fred Rogers. He's able to, throughout the years, he was able to bring a different voice to each character. And so you look at the puppet and you right away, you feel how they should speak, what their character should be?
Well, it takes some practice sometimes.
Is there school for puppetry?
I'm not sure if there is, actually.
Yeah, but not for you. You just had it within you.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of like Jim Henson and his Muppets ever since I was like 2 years old.
Well, I was going to say there is some resemblance to that type of character that I see on the picture behind us. Their names, please. The puppet in red.
That's Small Paul.
Small Paw?
Yep.
Is that the one that was your first one?
Oh no, it was my first one.
Do you have a favorite?
I think I have to go with Small Paul.
Yeah?
it's just
And
really
why?
cool.
It's his personality that you like? And
Yeah, his personality is like my own little avatar.
do you find that the children tend to flock to one over another, or they just engage with all of them?
They usually engage with all of them.
So you perform locally also. You said at parties. Have you been to like the library and other places?
My recent show, I was at, I did a show for Des Plaines Park District for their fall festival.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun.
We have to have a special personality. You can't be shy and reserved if you're going to write. Or do you feel that once you're in the role of the puppet, do you feel transformed in some way yourself? That your personality comes out in a special way?
Yeah, a little bit like the Blue Monster blooper. He kind of captures my silly side.
So Paul has a silly side. You know, right now as we're speaking, there's someone tugging at my foot. Could it possibly be one of your friends down here?
Just see here.
This looks like Guy Smile. And who is this that joins us today?
Hi, my name is Small Paul.
Oh, this is your favorite. This is Small Paul. Hi, Small Paul. My name is Sue. High five ya.
Yeah.
Glad to have you with us.
I'm glad to be here too.
Can I ask now, how is it that, so you control your puppets with just your hand over here and then one that controls another arm? So one's controlling the facial feature expression and one on the arm. And so you're only working with one at a time? I mean, how else would you be able, you wouldn't be able to have two puppets interacting?
Sometimes I'll work with like two at a time, like I'll perform my two monster puppets at the same time.
Did you bring any monsters?
I do, I have them right
Well,
down
let's
here.
put, all right, Mr. Paul, we're going to put you down for just a minute.
Alrighty.
I like his office. Where do you go to have them, what, do you purchase them already or you design them and then they're manufactured somewhere?
I buy them online.
And they're already manufactured, so you just pick out the puppet that you feel is of interest to you to add to your performance.
Yep, and sometimes I'll go to Salvation Army and get them some clothes from the toddler section. Oh.
Seriously? Oh, is that where you got your fine jacket at, Small Paul?
Oh no, this came from Muppet Whatnot Workshop online.
Online.
Yep.
Well, you're really styling. We don't have many guests that show up with a coat and tie. So thank you for dressing up for the occasion.
You're welcome.
So who else do we have down here? Oh, boy. So now we have two.
Hi.
These are the monsters, huh?
Yep, my name's Whooper.
Whooper.
I'm Bubbles.
Bubbles. When you, Whooper and Bubbles, when you meet children, are they frightened of you at all? No? They're happy to see you? Yes, you bring lots of joy and happiness to them. How does Bubbles speak?
Kind of like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. This is quite creative and quite fun. So you have them all in your home
Yep.
with you in a special place. And do you find that they kind of consume all your free time as far as whenever you're thinking, you're trying to create a new storyline or something for when you take them out into the world?
No, most of my free time.
Most of free time. It's always about the puppets. Do you see yourself going anywhere in the future with them, Paul? Beyond local, would you like to go beyond this area and bring your creativity to others?
Yeah, definitely.
There's one more in the corner. I'd be real. You guys will be right back with you. Good to have
Okay.
you on the show today.
Yeah.
And monsters
Yep.
can be friendly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at this.
Hello,
Welcome. And your name, sir?
my name is Grandpa Earl.
Oh, you're the grandfather. So do you tell stories to the children, Grandpa, when you meet them?
Of course,
Yes? What is one of your favorite stories? Or rather, what is one of your favorite memories of one of the children that you have met, Grandpa?
Probably when I was at the Des Plaines Park District show, I was in the show for one little sketch involving a bunny rabbit.
And all the little girls and boys, they had a good time with Grandpa that day?
They did.
Yes. Are you planning any appearances over this holiday season?
Oh, hopefully.
Yes. Well, that would be lots of fun.
Yep.
Yes. Well, what a pleasure to meet all of you today and to
You
learn
too.
of all the local talent that we have here in Elk Grove Village. I know it's really a good idea that your brother had that day to surprise you with your first one to kind of get you started on the roll to puppetry. Are there many other people that you know of that are interested in this type of performing arts? Have you met other puppeteers that you work along with, or is it pretty much on your own?
I have in the area. I did voiceovers for Plum Crazy Puppet Troupe a few years back.
So a lot of talent there. You never would have thought when you were younger watching perhaps the Muppets that, or maybe you were, maybe that's where it planted the seed.
Maybe.
And you saw how much fun they brought into your world, so you thought, I'm going to do the same and try to bring some joy into children. And you have a lot of fun, I bet, when you're doing these performances.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Do you have something coming up in the near future you'd like to tell us about, Paul?
I'm going to be doing a Christmas puppet show for one of my friends in Elgin for kids.
Well, that's just wonderful. That's a great thing you do. And I hope that you have many more opportunities with Clearbrook, because to bring, some happiness to those young adults, that they can see the world through different eyes, I think it's just great. It was a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
And all your friends. And how many? You have 75?
Yep.
How many do you normally bring out when you go to a show?
About 10 or 12.
10 or 12. And is a typical show, does it run about an hour or so, or longer than that?
About 30, 45 minutes.
How many of the children, do they ever ask you, and do you allow them to come up and try to work the puppets? Is that allowed?
They usually don't really do that.
They kind of stay back. But it's got to be, I can just imagine the first time their eyes are just wide open to see them that close up. Well, we love the world of fantasy. We love the world of make-believe, and you seem to have all that happiness. And thank you very much for bringing that to the children of our community. We're glad you're part of it, Paul. And thanks for stopping by with all your friends.
You're welcome.
Lots of fun to meet you. We will be right back with the remainder of our program.
This time of year, what do you give? VetTix. Give something to those who gave. For more information on how you can make a difference right now, go to vettix.org.
Well, we certainly thank our guests always for taking their time to come and highlight and feature the talents that they have. Thanks to Lori and Paul and all of their creativity. We could sense with both of them the joy that they have in bringing their talents to not only children, but to the parents that love them and the grandparents, aunts and uncles as well. So our thanks to them, and certainly our thanks to all of you, our viewers. So on behalf of Jeff and Ross, our general manager here, and Scott and Debbie, and certainly Beth, all those people behind the scenes that put this together for you, we all join our very best wishes and wish for all of you a very healthy and safe year as we go into another, the year 2020. Isn't it unbelievable? We certainly hope that you enjoyed every show this season, that you had time to take advantage of the summer concerts and certainly the beautiful tree lighting that we just experienced. So once again, our heartfelt wishes for a very healthy and safe New Year's, and we hope you will all join us again this time next year on In the Grove. Thanks, everyone.